Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hugger AJ Raven. I'm here with my recap and review of Boruto Naruto Next Generation's anime episode number 218, which is titled Partners. And as someone who has read the manga, I knew that this episode was going to be very, very emotionally heavy, especially during the closing moments, because it's going to address the entire situation when it comes to the cost that Naruto has to pay for using a Baryon mode. But before we get to that, let's talk about how the episode opened. So in the previous episode, we saw Kawaki coming out to face Isshiki, and this is where this episode picks up. And yeah, Kawaki is looking at Isshiki down there while Isshiki is holding Naruto hostage. And Kawaki is like, you know what, Isshiki, I'm here, let's do this. So Isshiki goes ahead and he tries to capture Kawaki, but Kawaki ends up using a fireball jutsu, and I'm like, wait, did Kawaki just use a prosthetic hand in order to create a fireball jutsu? Like, this hand can't move, it doesn't have any chakra in it, but Kawaki was still able to use it to mold his chakra to create the fireball jutsu. And I'm like, okay, I have no ideas how the fingers are moving, but you do you, Kawaki. Of course, the fireball jutsu doesn't do anything to Isshiki, and Isshiki ends up grabbing Kawaki, and Ishiki's like, Kawaki, why are you acting crazy? Why are you trying to fight a battle you can't win? You're empty, you're just a vessel, this is your reality, you're nothing more than a life that will be snuffed out in order to give me life and have me reincarnated. And Kawaki is like, yeah, whatever you say. And this is where Kawaki ends up talking about how Naruto gave him purpose in life, and the love and support that he experienced from Naruto that was able to fill the hole in his heart. And Isshiki just laughs. Yeah, he just laughs. So Isshiki is like, yeah, you're talking crazy, because the affection that Naruto showed you by giving you the prosthetic arm and giving his own chakra in order for you to use that prosthetic arm, that's how I was able to capture you in the end. So the person who loved you ended up hurting you in a manner. Like, if it hadn't been for Naruto's kindness, Isshiki wouldn't have been able to detect Kawaki and bring him here. And Kawaki is like, I don't care. And yeah, this is where Isshiki is like, you know what, I'm going to give you the karma mark now. And he ends up giving the karma mark to Kawaki. And Isshiki is very happy because Isshiki only has like a few seconds to live. And we see Ishiki's fingers starting to deteriorate and drop to the ground. And yeah, Ishiki's happy. Ishiki's like, you know what, I'm going to die right now, but I'm still in you, and I'll reincarnate. But this is where Ishiki is like, wait, what's happening? Because the karma mark that he implanted on Kawaki, that ends up disappearing. And of course, Ishiki is like, what the heck did you just do, Kawaki? And drum roll, it turns out that Kawaki ended up using a shadow clone jutsu. Yeah, you can see that Isshiki is very, very close to turning to basically dust. And yeah, Kawaki is like, how does it feel to be defeated by a mere vessel, something that you didn't deem important? You thought of me as an insect, as an expendable tool, and now look how the same expendable tool ended up sealing your fate. And yeah, Ishiki's dying moments were filled with him just being fearful for his life. And it was I really liked how Isshiki died, and I liked how Kawaki ended up playing a role in killing Isshiki, and everything came full circle. Because I do think that even though I think fans wanted Naruto and Sasuke to beat Isshiki, I think it was Kawaki's right to be the one to have the final blow when it comes to ending Isshiki. So yeah, the real Kawaki just jumps on Ishiki's deteriorating body, and yeah, Isshiki explodes into dust, and Isshiki is no more. So Isshiki Otsutsuki, he's dead now. Or is he? Who knows? But moving on, we see Kawaki and Sasuke walking up to Naruto because they're worried about him, and Naruto is doing okay. He's trying to get up, and Sasuke is like, you know what, Naruto, don't lie to me. The chakra that you just used during the Baryon mode, that was way too much. What's happening? I need to understand the jutsu, because there has to be a risk, there has to be a cost you had to pay. And while they're talking, this is where, drumroll, Boroshiki comes in with a kunai, and he stabs the kunai right in Sasuke's Rinnegan. And I'm like, oh, poor Sasuke, poor Sasuke. But yeah, Momoshiki ends up using a kunai. He destroys the Rinnegan, so they really can't just teleport out of this dimension. And Boroshiki is like, you know what? I had my doubts when it came to you guys defeating Isshiki, but you guys did it, so thank you for that. And yeah, Naruto and everyone are like, why are you still doing this? Isshiki is dead. You don't have to continue doing this, and there's no risk to your life anymore, because if you remember, Ishiki wanted to feed Boruto to the Ten Tails, and yeah, Kawaki is like, Boruto, snap out of it. You have to come. You have to come back to us. And basically, Kawaki is playing the role of the girlfriend when it comes to certain stories where when Hulk goes on a rampage, his girlfriend ends up trying to make him come back to the light. Like, it's a trope. It's a trope, but Kawaki is being used to help Boruto come to his senses, but it doesn't work. And Boroshiki is like, you know what, Kawaki, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to listen. And he ends up stabbing Kawaki with a kunai. And yeah, while he's on top of Kawaki during their battle, Sasuke comes in and he just kicks Boroshiki right off Kawaki. And yeah, Sasuke is very serious, because we already know that when push comes to shove, Sasuke is okay with killing Boroshiki. And this is where Boroshiki ends up saying that even though Kawaki doesn't have the karma mark anymore, all of the Isshiki Otsutsuki DNA that was inside of him because of the karma mark, it still started rewriting Kawaki's DNA. And apparently the extraction was 80%, the same as Boruto. So Momoshiki is like, you know what, even though you aren't fully an Otsutsuki, I can still feed you to the Ten Tails, and it will give me a decent sized fruit that I can still use. So that's why Boroshiki still has use for Kawaki, and that's why he isn't into killing Kawaki. Naruto and Sasuke, he can easily kill them. So moving on, we see Sasuke going in with into Boroshiki with an electric attack. And yeah, Boroshiki is like, okay, Sasuke, so I guess you're serious about killing your own student. And Sasuke is like, duh, of course I'll kill my own student if it comes to it. So this is where also Sasuke is noticing that Boroshiki isn't absorbing his jutsu, and that ends up lighting a bulb in Sasuke's mind, because Sasuke is like, you know what, he has the karma mark, he can easily absorb all of these chakra based jutsu, but he isn't. So Sasuke ends up trying to prove his theory. He tests his theory by using a Matarasu and trying to burn Boroshiki, and Boroshiki ends up dodging the Matarasu. And he also used the Shadow Clone in order for the Shadow Clone to burn instead of him. And yeah, Sasuke is like, okay, so Kawaki, listen up. My theory is that Boroshiki isn't going to absorb any more chakra, because it turns out that in order for Boroshiki to take over Boruto's body and conscious, Boruto needs to deplete a whole lot of chakra, which he did during the fight with Isshiki. So if we can hit him with a jutsu in a manner that he has no other option but to absorb it, we can bring Boruto back. So Sasuke and Kawaki are like, you know what, we have to test this theory. But before Sasuke can do that, Boroshiki is very annoyed that Sasuke was able to see through his weakness, and this is where Boroshiki ends up using a Vanishing Rasengan, and it hits Sasuke. And even though the Vanishing Rasengan isn't as powerful as the actual Vanishing Rasengan that Boruto uses, it's still able to hurt Sasuke, and Sasuke is down. So it's Boroshiki versus Kawaki again, and while they're fighting, Kawaki is like, Boruto, you have to come back to me. And we get flashbacks to when Boruto and Kawaki were bonding. And yeah, basically they're brothers. And you know what? I understand that, because Kawaki needs a family. And in Boruto, he sees a younger brother. In Himawari, I guess he sees a younger sister. Basically, he sees Naruto's family as his own family. And Kawaki is like, you know what? I have to help Boruto in any way, shape, or form. So I have to do something that will force Boroshiki to absorb a jutsu. And this is where Kawaki decides to put his own life on the line, and he ends up using fire jutsu on himself, and he starts burning. And Boroshiki is like, wait. So Kawaki didn't use this jutsu on a Shadow Clone, so I can't allow Kawaki to get hurt and possibly kill himself. So Boroshiki is like, you know what, I have to do this. So he ends up absorbing the fire jutsu, and it's enough chakra for Boruto to start coming back to regaining his own consciousness. And you can see Boruto's normal eye opening. And yeah, Boroshiki is like, wait, Boruto, go to sleep, go back to sleep. And Boruto's like, enough, I don't want you hurting my family anymore. And this is where we get to see a battle of wits or wills. And Boruto ends up breaking the horn that grew on his head, and because he broke the horn that's able to subdue Momoshiki for now. And yeah, Boruto, because he doesn't have any more chakra, he just falls on the ground and he apologizes to Kawaki, and he's like, you know what, Kawaki, I'm sorry for all of the trouble that I caused. So with this narrative arc handled, we turn to Naruto. Naruto is apparently in some sort of a coma. He's unconscious, and this is where he ends up talking to Kurama. And yeah, Boruto is ready to die. And yeah, Naruto, my bad. Naruto is ready to die, and Naruto is like, you know what? Even though I'm a bit sad that I couldn't say goodbye to Hinata or Himawari, I'm still glad that we were able to stop Isshiki. And yeah, the world will be okay. Kawaki and Boruto will be okay. Sasuke is there. So, you know what, Kurama? Let's go to the afterlife. And this is where Kurama is like, wait. Hold on, Naruto. I have to tell you something. And yeah, basically, Kurama is like, you know what? Naruto, it's time for I have to tell you something. And as these two are talking, we see Kurama looking at Naruto from different stages of his life. We saw a kid Naruto, a child Naruto, a teen Naruto, an adult Naruto, and all of that stuff. So you can see that these two, yeah, Naruto is like, you know what, Kurama? Even though Boruto and Kawaki are brothers, and Kurama is like, wait, similar to how you and Sasuke were brothers, and Naruto is like, not necessarily, because Sasuke actually had a brother in Itachi, even though that there was a whole lot of emotional baggage there. So the brotherly relationship between Naruto and Kawaki is a bit different, and this is also where Naruto is like, you know what, Kurama, even though I had friends, even though I met Sasuke and the rest, you were the one who was always with me since the day I was born, and you and I, yeah, he's basically like talking about how Naruto and Kurama have always been partners. Kurama has basically kind of been a parent to Naruto in a way, or a guardian or something. So yeah, it was a very very emotionally heavy scene, and I really liked how the writers and the animation team handled it. So Naruto is like, you know what, Kurama, we were together when I was a child, and I hope we get to stay together even in the afterlife. So yeah, Naruto is very happy. Naruto is ready to die and go to the afterlife. I guess he wants to meet up with his parents and everyone else. And Kurama is like, Naruto, as I was saying, I have to tell you something. And this is where Kurama tells Naruto that, you know what, the cost of using the Baryon mode, it wasn't your life, it was my life. And Naruto is like, wait, what? And Kurama is like, hey, I never lied to you. I just didn't tell you all of the details because considering how you are, your personality, I knew you were going to hesitate using the Baryon mode if it meant that I had to die. So I had to keep the information hidden from you so you could accept it and defeat Isshiki and all of that stuff. And yeah, Naruto is in shock. Naruto doesn't really understand what's happening, and Kurama is like, when a tailed beast is extracted from a Jinchuriki, the Jinchuriki dies. However, this is different. It's my chakra that will just disappear from your body. You'll be okay. And this is also where Kurama is like, you know what? I do have to tell you that when I'm gone, you won't have access to my nine tails chakra anymore. So you won't have all of those OP powers. So be careful. And yeah, we get sad music. Kurama starts to disappear. And then we get the end credit scenes, which showcase all of the pivotal moments from Naruto's journey ever since he was a kid and a teen, and how his relationship with Kurama developed over the years. It was a very, very, very sad moment, and of course, done way better than what we got in the manga. And also we got the scene where we got to see the rest of the tailed beasts sensing that Kurama is no more. I think that this scene showed that even though Naruto doesn't have the nine tails chakra, he still has vestiges of chakra from the other tails. So yeah, even though Naruto isn't as powerful as he once was, in my opinion, he is still a very powerful ninja, and I guess the same goes for Sasuke, unless he's able to get his Rinnegan healed by Sakura or in some other manner. But yeah, all of the tailed beasts end up saying goodbye to Kurama, and Kurama is no more. And we get to see Naruto yelling at Kurama. He's like, Kurama, don't go yet, come back. And very, very emotionally done. It was very, very impactful, all of the animation and stuff. So as Naruto is reaching out for Kurama, we get to see that in the real world, Boruto ends up holding onto Naruto's hand, and we get to see Boruto and everyone feeling relieved that Naruto didn't die. And I liked how Naruto's head is placed on Sasuke's lap, because of course Sasuke loves Naruto as well, and of course he doesn't want Naruto to die. And yeah, this is where the episode ends, even though Naruto has lost. Basically, I guess that this scene showed that even though Naruto has lost someone as important as Kurama in his life, there's still a whole lot of other people he still has to live for. He has Boruto, he has his family, he has his village, so he can't just die yet. He just can't die yet. So yeah, this is where the episode ends. I will be doing a written review of this for the Geekieri. The link to that will be down in the comment section below. I enjoyed this episode. I really liked how the emotional scenes were handled. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not the anime or the manga will showcase how much less stronger Naruto and Sasuke are right now. But again, it all depends on whether or not Sasuke is able to get his Rinnegan healed. Like, can Sakura just throw Sasuke into Katsuyu and maybe the damaged Rinnegan cells can be regenerated in that manner? Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comment section below. And apparently in the coming weeks we're going to get the tune-in exams, and you know what, I'm okay with the tune-in exams coming up, because I want to see how the supporting cast and the other characters grew up in power when it comes to Salad, Mitsuki, Iwabi, and the rest. I need to see them. Shinki, I need to see how strong Shinki got. And I do feel that because of Boruto having the karma mark and Kawaki basically being a cyborg, it could be that Boruto isn't allowed to participate in the tune-in exams, but let's see what happens. Anyway, let me know what you thought down in the comment section below. Until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.